Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome in. How is everybody doing today on this Wednesday? I had a little bit of I don't know why it's squelching like that. I'm trying to adjust it. So before I continue, okay, well, at least I know I have audio now. Yeah, please let me know in the chat if it's squelching. I was trying to adjust the microphone and the volume. So I hope it's not bad on your guys' end. And let me just pop this up real quick because today's going to be a heavy conversation. All right, let me check there. Let me check here. All right, there we go. Like I said, hopefully it's good for you guys over there. All right. So yeah, today's live is a little bit difficult, especially if you are a animal lover. So just a heads up. Okay, the title: A Man, a Dog, and Lots of Danger. So, for those that don't know, there is a man in Hollywood, California. He is a vet. He is also known about the neighborhood who happens to own a dog. Some people have it for PTSD if they've been in the war or the service. Some people have it as a companion. Some people have it as an emotional support animal. However, the man I am speaking about is Patrick Perry. And Patrick Perry, again, known in the neighborhood of the area where Scientology is, it's hard to discuss. Very hard to discuss. Um, pro- Protesters against Scientology have encountered this man numerous times, and there has been a lot of past horrific situations that have gone down. This time has gone way deeper than it has before. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to start with one thing and then work my way up. If you have any questions, jump in the chat. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for being here. And to those that are catching this on the replay. All right, I'm going to do my best. So let's start here. Okay. Now, I had done a live about this and spoke on it. And this is Patrick Perry. We're going to start here. This was the arrest. Patrick Perry, male, black, charge level felony. Date of arrest 5/28/2026. Date booked 5/29/2026. All that information there. And as you can see, the bail amount is $2 million. $2 million. Right? Now, how could a man have a bail that high? I'm glad you asked. Let me start with, let's see. Which one do I want to start with? Let's start with this one. Right. I hate when these things pop up. Forgive me. I have everything lined up, but the pop ups are a pain, so excuse me. Okay. Come on, stop messing around here. All right, here we go. All right, let's start with this one. In the local news, excuse me, man stabbed to death after violent dog attack on Hollywood Walk of Fame by Vivian Chow. Posted May 29th, 2026. Updated same day. Loved ones are devastated after a 37-year-old man was attacked by a dog and stabbed to death by several men on Hollywood Walk of Fame. The unprovoked attack happened on May 20th as Barry Henderson, 37, was standing at a bus stop near Hollywood Boulevard and Las Palmas Avenue around 3 p.m. Surveillance video showed Henderson running into the street as a dog was seen chasing him and aggressively biting him. Henderson managed to pull out a knife and stab the dog to defend himself. The dog, by the way, is Patrick Perry's. That's when a group of four men, one whom was the dog's owner, rushed over to attack Henderson. A suspect who was armed with a machete was seen stabbing and punching Henderson. Stabbing and punching. Now, you might have seen people talking about this and touching upon it, but I want to go through it the best I can thoroughly. Okay, excuse me, let me read the bottom here. Surveillance video showed Barry Henderson, 37, running into the street as a violent dog was seen chasing him and aggressively. So, there you go, right here. A group of four men stabbed and punched Barry Henderson after he stabbed the attacking dog in defense on May 20th, 2026. Barry Henderson, 37, tried to escape the area from his attackers, who quickly cornered him again on May 20th, 2026. Loved ones held a candlelight vigil at the crime scene on Hollywood Walk of Fame to honor Barry Henderson on May 29th, 2026. Barry Henderson, 37, is seen in a family photo. The victim's cousin, Demaya Brewer, speaks with KTLA at a candlelight vigil in Hollywood on May 29th, 2026. KTLA. The victim's cousin, Sharon Grimes, said she was stunned that no bystanders acted to help Henderson. People around weren't doing anything, she said. I didn't see anybody try to come to his rescue with all that blood. Nobody picked up the phone. That's what makes it so shocking, said Najee Ali, a community activist, that someone could actually be stabbed to death, beaten, and bit by a dog in broad daylight with no one helping. Henderson, who was critically injured, stumbled across the street while trying to escape the attackers, but the men quickly came after him again. He was running away, said Demaya Brewer, the victim's cousin. He was down on the ground, running away, and they still continued to attack him. Henderson, who had suffered multiple stab wounds, died from his injuries at the hospital. The Los Angeles Police Department officers responded to the scene and were able to locate and arrest 3 suspects. The 4th male suspect managed to escape. On Friday night, Henderson's family gathered at the scene for a candlelight vigil to honor Henderson, who was a student at the local trade school. Family members said he was a peaceful man who was loved by his friends and community. My cousin was not a threat to anyone, Brewer said. This was his area, his neighborhood. Business owners knew him. We need more love and peace. Henderson's family believes there are witnesses who likely know where the 4th suspect is hiding. They are they are asking anyone with the information on this case to call the LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, at 213-382-9470. Now, the thing of it is that whenever the protesters were out there against Scientology, if anything went down, actions were taken. When the protesters were outside Scientology, Scientology always had their cameras. The last time it was counted, if I'm probably mistaken, so forgive me, maybe 14 cameras just at that one building alone, just on that corner. That building alone has cameras that have audio and or visual. And they'll excuse me, there'll be no hesitation for them to use it with the protesters. So isn't that a damn shame that the family is looking for that 4th person? Now, these are what I'm doing is not in order, so just we're going to go with it. Now we're going to get to May 30th, 2026. Right. Family seeking justice after man fatally attacked by dog. Group of men in Hollywood.
Is speaking out tonight demanding justice after their loved one was stabbed to death on Hollywood Boulevard. It started with a dog attack and ended in that deadly stabbing.
Sandra Mitchell is live in Hollywood with more on the violent crime and the family's fight for justice. Sandra?
Sharon, Micah, this horrific crime was caught on camera, but one of the attackers actually got away. And tonight, the victim's family is pleading for help to find that killer. These are the last moments of Barry Henderson's life, the victim of a dog attack and a deadly stabbing along the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And that's what makes it so shocking that someone could actually be stabbed to death, beaten, and bit by a dog in broad daylight with no one helping.
Security camera video shows how it started, a pit bull chasing and biting Henderson. That's him in the white shirt. It happened Wednesday afternoon at Hollywood Boulevard and Las Palmas Avenue. Tonight, Henderson's family gathered at the scene.
People around, they wasn't doing anything.
When Henderson stabbed the dog to defend himself, the dog's owner and 3 other men, one with a machete, started stabbing and punching Henderson.
I didn't see nobody try to come to his rescue. So with all that blood. You know, it's you want to pick up the phone or scream or say, get away, stop, or something. And I didn't see that.
The 37-year-old Henderson, badly injured, managed to stumble away across Las Palmas, but the men came after him again.
He was running away. He was down on the ground. He was down on the ground. He was running away, and they still continued to attack him.
LAPD responding to an assault with a deadly weapon call outside a tattoo shop and 7-Eleven store arrested 3 suspects, but the 4th man got away. Henderson, who was a student at a local trade school, had been stabbed multiple times and died at a hospital.
My cousin was not a threat to anyone. This was his area, his neighborhood, and business owners knew him. And we just don't need that. We need more love and peace.
The family is convinced that several witnesses know who that 4th attacker is, and they are urging them to reach out to LAPD. We're live tonight in Hollywood. I'm Sandra Mitchell, KTLA 5 News. Sharon, Micah, back to you.
Thank you, Sandra.
Where's that odor coming from?
So it's quite tragic and god awful that this happens at all, right? I mean, they have cameras out there for speeders, for accidents, for people running red lights, and this goes down and not one person that's there. I mean, Hollywood, I'm not in California. I don't live there. But Hollywood Boulevard in itself, from what I've seen from streamers out there streaming, it's usually always busy. Because people break in and steal and whatnot, you have to have cameras in your business, in your home. I mean, ever since those Ring cameras came out, almost everybody has them. Let me get into this one here. Now, the thing that irks me is that just like human beings, animals get stereotyped and profiled. And it's a damn shame. It's a shame that these things happen. Because for the most part, there's no such thing as terrible, animals or pets or dogs. It's their owners that pull this shit. And I'll get to you guys in the chat in a little bit. All right, so Wednesday, June 3rd, City Watch. Phyllis Doherty. Dougherty, June 1st, 2026. Animal Watch. The fatal daytime attack and stabbing death of Barry Lamar Henderson on the Hollywood Walk of Fame has renewed concerns about public safety, violent crimes, and continuing deterioration of one of Los Angeles' most famous tourist destinations. Residents and business owners say the era when visitors could comfortably stroll Hollywood Boulevard day or night while admiring the stars of entertainment legends is rapidly disappearing. The May 20 killing of Henderson near Hollywood Boulevard and Las Palmas Avenue has become a symbol of those growing fears. According to the Los Angeles Police Department, Henderson, 37, was waiting at a bus stop around 3:30 p.m. when he was suddenly attacked by a pit bull. Surveillance footage reportedly shows Henderson attempting to flee across Hollywood Boulevard as the dog bit at his ankles. And this is the same dog that also encountered and nipped at and or bit some of the protesters against Scientology. Family members and witnesses say Henderson defeated, or excuse me, I'm trying to keep it together. I apologize for my lack of. Family members and witnesses say Henderson defended himself by stabbing the dog during the attack. Moments later, a group of men, including the dog's owner, allegedly chased, beat, and stabbed Henderson in broad daylight. Video footage captured near the 7-Eleven on Hollywood Boulevard shows Henderson running across Hollywood Boulevard while the dog bites at his ankles. Then, multiple men surrounding Henderson, punching and kicking him, while at least one suspect appeared to be armed. LAPD officials and Henderson suffered multiple stab wounds. LAPD officials said Henderson suffered multiple stab wounds and later died at the hospital. Police arrested 4 suspects in connection with the killing, including 55-year-old Patrick Randall Perry, identified by investigators as the dog's owner. The other suspects were identified as Bruce Lamont Fuller. I'm sorry, I really am sorry. Police arrested 4 suspects in connection with the killing, including 55-year-old Patrick Randall Perry, identified by investigators as the dog's owner. The other suspects were identified as Bruce Lamont Fuller Jr., Iswell Hernandez, Robert Anthony Garcia. All 4 were arrested on suspicion of murder and intentionally held on a $2 million bail. Family members described Henderson as a gentle giant who was well known in the Hollywood area. He wasn't an aggressor. He didn't do anything wrong, said cousin Demea Brewer during a candlelight vigil held near the scene of the attack. If a dog attacked you, you have the right to defend yourself. The killing has intensified criticism of conditions in Hollywood, where residents say violent crime, homelessness, mental health issues, and street disorder continue to impact both tourists and locals. Some activists also claim concerns have previously been raised about the dog and its owner. Community activist William Good, known online as Film the Police LA, reportedly said he previously provided LAPD with video involving the same dog owner allegedly threatening individuals with a baton. Now, to those that have been following the anti-Scientology protesting, if you remember, in the back alley, as well as on the main drag, things definitely went down. So if you know, you know. The attack occurred in one of the busiest pedestrian corridors in Los Angeles and in full public view, leaving many residents shaken by both the violence itself and the apparent lack of immediate intervention. Community members now hope upcoming city elections will bring renewed focus on public safety, law enforcement presence, and restoring confidence in Hollywood as a destination for residents and visitors alike. The investigation remains ongoing. If you'd like to save this, you may do so. Continue reading into it. that one is done. For those that have Facebook, I believe it says there's a story on Facebook as well. I'm just going to continue with this for a little bit. Well, I have a lot, but I just want to get through some of this first, and then I'll go back into the chat. All right. 4 charged in killing of man attacked by dog, assailants in Hollywood. A 4th suspect was charged Monday with murder in connection with the fatal stabbing of a man who was first attacked by a dog at a Hollywood bus stop, then chased and attacked by a group of his assailants. This is on June 1st, 2026. Patrick Randall Perry, 55, was charged with murder in an amended criminal complaint filed Monday, joining previous defendants Robert Anthony Garcia, 33, Esau Hernandez, 36, and Bruce Lamont Fuller Jr., 30 years old. They are all charged in the May 20 killing of Barry Lamar Henderson, 37, who was attacked while waiting at the bus. The criminal complaint alleges that Perry wielded the knife used in the fatal stabbing. The complaint also alleges that the killings occurred while Perry was out of custody in a 2024 case in which he was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, robbery, and other charges, including owning a dog trained to attack or fight, causing injury. Court records indicate he was placed in a diversion program in that case. According to police and relatives of the victim, Henderson was waiting for the bus. Okay. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I bring up Scientology, anti-Scientology protesters, because a former Scientologist had gone out there from Florida to California and encountered this man while they were both walking on the same side of the street. One was going one direction, one was going the other. One was Patrick Perry walking upwards, and then Aaron Smith Levin, who's the former Scientologist who has a channel, was coming the opposite way. When he noticed Patrick Perry and the dog, he turned around and he's like, "Oh, you're the guy that attacked the Squirrel Squad." Something in those words. And the man basically looked at him like, whatever. And Aaron continued to speak to the guy and saying things to him while he was live streaming. And next thing you know, all hell broke loose. And Patrick Perry had his dog with him. And the dog was visibly upset, was barking, didn't know what the hell was going on. And next thing you know, the dog lunged at Aaron, protecting its owner, what Patrick Perry trained him to do. And what is the end result? When the cops all showed up and what was all said and done, is Aaron Smith Levin, the former Scientologist from Clearwater, Florida, got arrested and patted down to be checked for weapons or anything in his pockets. Patrick Perry, who has the dog that's been attacking, he did not get patted down. For some crazy reason, and when you live in a community for a long time, you get to know people as well as law enforcement. However, it's not a good look, in my opinion, that you allowed Patrick Perry to empty his own pockets. Patrick Perry had weapons on him, and the cops allowed him to empty his own pockets. Is that not fucking insane? Let's see. And here's another article. Los Angeles Times. Tourists cast long shadows as they explore the Walk of Fame along Hollywood Boulevard on April 23rd. This photo was taken by Gina Ferrazzi, Los Angeles Times. Court records show Perry has been accused and convicted of violent crimes over the last several years. This article I'll put in the chat for you guys to read at your convenience. Now, to my knowledge, or excuse me, to the lack of my knowledge, I do not know. I know the dog was alive, but I do not know if somebody decided to hold the dog or if they're planning on euthanizing the dog. I have no idea. I do not know any of that information. Let's see here. And again, I was just getting through this. I have not been reading the chat, so my apologies, but welcome in if you're just joining. Thank you for being here. The only marks that should be left on an animal are kisses. You've seen those shirts before, signs where there's lipstick and there's, all on the dog's or animal's face. Yeah. Make sure you guys hit the like, please. I'd appreciate that. Okay. Now. Alright, this one is done. This one is done. Now. Okay. Let me close out these tabs so I don't lose my place. Alright. Now, for my channel over on the tubes, I had put a long post of what some of you are about to see. So let's go with that. Okay. All right, let me pull this up here. All right, so arrest date. October 15th, 2024. Felony. We'll start here at the charges, right? Hold on to your hats. Assault with deadly weapon, not firearm. Robbery, second degree robbery. Felony, felon ETC, possesses ETC firearm. Felony, possession of ammunition. Special, I don't even want to pretend to know what this is abbreviated for. It could be special allegations, I don't know. But I don't think so because it says great bodily harm. Maybe it is alleged, I don't know. Whatever. Another felony, assault with deadly weapon, not firearm. Another great bodily injury. Now here is the one. Bad owner. When you have a pet that's a family member and it's protecting your home and your dwelling and your loved ones is one thing. But this is not. This is like those scumbags you see dog fighting where they bet. Felony. The code is 399.5. A as an alpha. Felony. Own dog trained to attack, bite, etc. with injury. Owned dog trained to attack, fight, etc. with injury. Okay, so on the state pled plea of not guilty to information. The state here, plea of not guilty to complaint. Let's see here. On diversion, bond posted, remanded to custody, remains remanded, remanded to custody. You see all that there. Now, this is where I had posted also. So, June 1st, I had also explained to another channel that I was chatting in. I was also allowed to come up on panel to chit chat. That's over on YouTube on Sticker Chick's channel. Her and her co-hosts and chat and mods were very welcoming. So again, thank you for that. And they had asked about the Patrick Perry situation. So here you go. June 1st, 2026. Judicial action not held. Others proceeding. June 2nd. Further proceedings held proceedings. June 3rd today. Diversion violation hearing. Now, see this right here? Regarding status, Veterans Court, diversion revoked. You want to talk about a sentencing? I'm not going to read this all off, but at your convenience, whether it's now or on the replay, you can pause it and go back. I'll just scroll through. You want to talk about and most people have respect for veterans and know that they've gone, some of them have gone through hell where they can't even talk about it. They have PTSD and whatever. But this man has been known to be violent. As well as, the dog attacking people. And that's because the owner trained the dog to do so. Now, you remember how I showed you that the bail was $2 million? We're going to get to that. Okay. So here, that. Now, I had posted, because at the time when I was looking this up, that there were proceedings scheduled for, what was it? It's up on my page, but I put the dates up there. And now it turns out that there's going to be a proceeding on September 3rd, 2027, pretrial conference. And again, the charges here. And again, at your own convenience and leisure, you can pause the video and enlarge it if you have, if it's not, big enough to read, if you will. Right now. So the bail was at $2 million. And if you were listening, you heard me say was. I gotta go through this bullshit again. Okay. Let me go back over here. Alright, so I said the bail was at $2 million. Now look. The bail amount just the other day was at $2 million. The total bail amount now is $2,295,000. $2,295,000 US dollars. This man should have been stopped a long time ago. This man should have been stopped a long time ago. But he wasn't. And it wasn't for lack of trying. Is it because he knew somebody? It's not always what you know, it's who you know. Connections. Did they turn a blind eye because he's a veteran? Did they turn a blind eye because it's like, oh, it's really nothing this time? Oh, it wasn't so bad. Oh, big deal. Or poor Patrick Perry, he was provoked in the past and now. right? Is that what it is? How far would anybody, let alone law enforcement, go to protect somebody or to turn a blind eye and be like, oh, no big deal? Now, granted, the anti Scientology protesting, some of it has turned into nothing but a three-ring joke circus. However, this all could have been stopped. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. If Patrick Perry would have been evaluated, taken into custody, and somebody other than a buddy of Patrick Perry's that would have kept his mouth shut and protected the dog for the wrong reasons, you know, like if a suspect flees and they're hanging out with their people, they keep them on the down low. No. If that dog would have been taken to a good home, a good trainer, a good school, and deprogrammed, if you will, to where it's going to know there are people that love the dog, that are going to take care of it, that biting and hurting human beings and drawing blood, they could take that dog. Just like some people say, when you go to prison, people can change. They're reformed. The same thing can happen with animals. I mean, the dog has been used to this for over and over and over again. And these are only the incidents that we know of. Imagine how many people have been affected by Patrick Perry and harmed, and it wasn't reported. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So let me get to you all in chat. So thank you very much, and thank you for being here on the live. Riddle, good morning, good afternoon. Jenny Bravo, Lady V, thank you. Pippi, hello, thank you for being here. Now, I spent about an hour and a half trying to get, well, not trying, I did. I got all this, and I was trying to get more. However, at least I got this and some updates. Let me just double check quickly. What I had posted. Okay, so originally what I posted was a day ago. And I'll just put this in the chat. Now, for those catching this on the replay, as well as the live stream, okay, what I'm about to put in the chat is what I posted on my community a day ago. But I just want you guys to see how things can change quickly. You just never know. So this is what I had posted a day ago. So in a day, we went from June 9th, okay, Patrick Perry diversion progress report, June 9th, and then the people of the state of California versus Patrick Perry pre-trial conference. It's broken up because it didn't allow me to put all that in there, but pre-trial conference September 3rd, 2027. So there's that. I'm getting notifications. Sorry about that. So June 9th. And now it's just everything is said and done. I think I verbally made a goof, but you guys get what I'm saying, I hope. I just realized. Not enough coffee. Shit. That's all right. I'm forgiven, right? It's all good. Anyway, so like I said, I know that people, there are some people that have covered this in their own way and talked about certain things. Because a dog was involved, I wanted to speak on it. I wanted to show it the way I chose to see it. Oh, hey, Bunny, I'm sorry. See, this is why I don't like doing roll call, because I hate missing people. I am so sorry. You know? My bad. I am so sorry. Holy shit. Bunny, LD, La Rata. What's going on, LD? How you doing, Bunny? Yeah, this is why I don't like doing roll call, because I hate missing out, you know. I don't think anybody's got thin skin, but I try to just, take it easy with that shit. Oh. Thanks. So there you have it. Um, yeah, I, Patrick Perry, not sorry. I don't give a fuck. I hope you burn in hell. Not just what you did to that young man and all your thugs, but how you destroyed that dog. It's people like him, meaning Patrick Perry, how they train dogs and exactly what he trained his dog to do. That is why pit bulls are profiled and stereotyped. I mean, it's not just big dogs that bite. I've seen little dogs that the ankle, and I'm not making fun of this. This is no joke. This is not a pun intended. But the little ankle biter dogs, they bite a lot more than big dogs. Big dogs are just big mushes. But because of the stereotype on the dogs, I hope Perry burns in hell for him and his partners, what they did to that young man and what Patrick Perry did to that dog. And I don't even want to think about, let alone assume how he trained that dog to be that way. Fucking A. Hey, Brandon. Welcome in. Larata, good to see you, buddy. Yeah. So like I said, starting with the anti-Scientology protesters on the main drag strip, behind the Scientology buildings, 5 blocks away, a mile away. We've seen the confrontation and the attacks with the protesters, the former Scientologists that went to go protest from Florida to left Florida, Aaron Smith Levin, to go to California to hang out and protest with the other protesters. That incident with him, Aaron Smith Levin, and Patrick Perry, and the dog, we've seen that. And now this. When is it gonna fucking end? You know, for myself, I know it's easier said than done to speak on it. People could say, well, you weren't there. You're damn right I wasn't there. But if I was, I would have snatched that dog up in any way, shape, or form, as long as it was legal, and tried and did everything in my power to get that dog rehomed to a proper home, to people that know what they're doing, that have experienced shit like this. A dog, no matter what breed of dog it is, there is nothing wrong with a dog or whatever you have to protect your family and your dwelling, whether it's a home or an apartment or a condo, or if you live in your vehicle or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But this dog, it's almost as if the one time I saw Patrick Perry and his dog, the look that dog had on his face wasn't of a killer. It was like, I don't want to bite this person, and I'm hearing my master yell, and I'm hearing these people yell, and now I'm yelling, meaning barking. The dog is yelling and barking, and I don't know what to do. If I don't bite the people, then I don't want to bite them, I'm going to get beat. That is my interpretation of that I saw in real time. But I wasn't there. Because the dog didn't bite right away. It's almost as if, to me, the way I take it is that the dog was barking as an alarm, like warning, warning, right? But again, at one point I saw the dog, and it's like, if I don't bite you, I don't want to bite you. But if I don't bite you, I'm going to get beat. Because this asshole trained me to do it. Agreed, Bunny. Absolutely. Yes, Riddle, definitely. Rehabilitated. And again, this is not mocking anything, and I'm speaking on it because this is something that hurt my heart. But if a person who is in prison, legitimately, they committed a violent crime or killed somebody or whatever, and I don't, like, I'm not even looking at percentages or any shit like that. I'm not getting into that. It doesn't fucking matter. But if somebody can legitimately be reformed or rehabilitated and mentally and work through it, whether it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years, it can be done. If it can be done on a human, it can be done on a dog. But it has to be the right person. It can't be just any schmuck. You have to have love and patience and understanding. A lot of time can't be done overnight. So, if I'll speak for myself, if I come across anything about Patrick Perry's dog, whether it's good or bad, I'll make sure that I let you guys know. I don't know how easy or how difficult it'll be to get that information. I mean, who knows? With the media and the coverage that was done in regards to this horrific situation, they know that there are animal lovers out there watching. I'm pretty sure somebody will cover that. You know, it's not like I have ways to get through and make phone calls and know where to. I don't even know where the dog is right now. All I know is that the dog isn't dead, and you know, people do what they want and say what they want, but until I see it in the court records, I try to say as little as possible. And there's one particular person that not only spoke out on it, but the title of their live stream was really fucked up. And I was like, oh man, that is a lawsuit, because at that moment I had already looked up Patrick Perry and he hadn't been arrested. I triple checked. I checked like at least 8 or 9 times just to make sure I didn't fuck up. And at that time that I checked, he wasn't arrested. So, I mean, that to me, when you call somebody a murderer and they're not, that's Russian roulette and slander and everything else under the sun. You know? Some people have connections and find out other ways. I just won't speak on shit like that, especially when it comes to murder. You know? We're all human. We all make assumptions one time or another in our life. Say they seem to act like a psycho murderer, whatever, but to call somebody that and they're not, or they're not, convicted of that, that's Russian roulette to me. All right. So, this wasn't the most pleasant topic in the world, but like I said, I wanted to cover it. And I hope you enjoyed the stream. You guys got anything to say? Have at it. Let's go. Don't be shy. Come say hi in the chat. I appreciate you guys taking time out to come watch and listen and participate. Love the participation. Anybody on YouTube have anything they want to add in? Anybody on Rumble have anything they want to add in? Well, thank you, Riddle. Appreciate you. Thank you. I definitely plan on it. Like I said, I'm just going to safely assume, even though it's not smart to assume, I'm going to safely assume that because the news media knows that there are animal lovers out there that are concerned about the dog, just like there are plenty of people that are concerned about this young man that died, unfortunately, and the family members, and Patrick Perry burn in hell. I'm hoping that, if anything, that they do a story, and then I can speak on that. I hope so too. If I had the resources to make that happen, I definitely would. But I sure as hell ain't gonna bring it to the house with poor little Mikey here. Mikey would be a freaking a snack for that dog, you know, until I know otherwise, you know, because you can have a heart, but just don't be ignorant either. Don't be ignorant and sloppy about it. You can't just be like, oh, the dog comes with me. The dog will be fine. No more biting. Hell no. Nope. That does not happen overnight. Yeah. Like I said, if I had the resources, I would. I'm going to try and find the video. Yeah, that would be great. Hey, if any of you want to take it upon yourselves to use this information, like I said, I don't know everything. I do my best. But if you want to take it upon yourselves to look into it, whether you're in California in that area or not, have at it. Some of you are really excellent at things that I am not, like paperwork, putting things into words, knowing who to contact, what departments, what sections, like what counties. There are a lot of you that are excellent at that kind of thing. I am not. I am not that person. I hope the dog is okay too. It's just not right and it's not fair. Anyway, okay. Well, again, thank you guys for being here in my chat. Please make sure, if you haven't already, hit the like. If you want to, hit my links. Greatly appreciate it. And make sure your notifications are set, because you never know when I'm going to go live. Also, replay crew, thank you. Shout out to you. And if you're not able to make a live, make sure you catch one of my replays. And if you haven't already, subbed up, follow up, do all the fun stuff. I don't feel today's live, that this live is appropriate for playing you out. So when I end the stream, I'm going to just end it. All right. I want you to be blessed and stay blessed, everybody. If you can't be good at it. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Take care.